There we go. Okie dokie. Just need to do volume check. Nice to Julie, you right? Gosh, not seeing your name in a while. I feel like I've been really off it recently, just haven't been consistent getting on. So I'm going to wait for Twitter to play catch up. Otherwise, we're pretty much ready to go. It's going to be pretty simple. These next 3 sessions are just going to be just pure focus on getting the project section of the Boot.dev done. We're not going to, make it all bells and whistles and stuff, but just something. Whatever we get done in the next 3 sessions, so tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday, whatever we get done then, is what we launch with. We've got the idea down. I made the notes last time and just did some basic scaffolding. This is probably going to go maybe very slowly because I just don't have all the Python stuff at the top of my head, so we'll just find it as we go. So yeah, that's kind of it. So we're gonna run that. I'll just wait for Twitter to catch up and stuff, and then we'll get started. But it'll be interesting because I'm probably going to spend most of my time reading docs because I'm not going to use AI for any of this. I'm not going to what you call it. Be doing any of that. It's just going to be raw setting up programming. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be very, very slow. So we're going to do literally 1 step at a time. So it's going to be, in fact, I'll probably even lay out in this of the file. Is Twitter caught up yet? Not quite. It will in a minute though. And we're just going to lay these things out step by step. Tackle it step by step. And we're not going to make it look super pretty. We're just going to get something working and then we refine when things don't scale so well anymore. Which, to be honest, how you should approach all software. Okay, Twitter's caught up now, so we're all back in business. Yep, just kind of Stack Overflowed. That's a good one, that just kind of Stack Overflowed old way. Very good. I like that one. You got me. Right. So the idea of this last time was that I just want a very basic CLI command that can launch all my live stream chats in Windows for your current live feed chats. Very, very simple idea, nothing complex, but we can use a few different sort of things in building this out. Don't have to be, over the moon. So the idea was to basically just phase one was just get a basic setup of like everything works. So basic app setup, be able to take your take an env file to store credentials and channel ID and stuff, because I just don't want to feed stuff like that, in. And then we build it out, get the YouTube live chat link, Twitch, X, launch all the browser windows for each chat URL, and then auto close terminal when it's done. Simple as that. Then if we get on to phase two, we could do things like convert the script to a proper CLI command. Then we can do things like fancy stuff like load credentials from user input, maybe create a local env file that's like stored, screen with options of live stream platforms to choose from, screen for platform credentials form, persist to use credentials locally for next time. The first step will be just like taking it from env files. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to like sudo code in, and I've not been on this computer for ages, so I'm also going to be slow at this. Hold on. Comments in Python can just be that. So I guess the first step is going to be literally step by step what we're going to do. So we're going to be load the .env file. Then we're going to capture the credentials, and so as variables. Hold on. Comments in Python. Oh, okay. Okay. Then the next step will be so what's that going to contain? The env file get captured credentials. So the credentials are going to include, not sure yet, but I guess like YouTube channel ID. What else? I don't really know, to be honest. I guess we'll find out as we go. So I guess build out YouTube live chat URL, and just go from there. So the first thing is going to be Googling. So Python load env file. So I'm going to spend a lot of time on here. This is how it's going to be. Ooh. So look at this, it's got a built-in library. Do I have to install this, or can we just use it off of the bat? Okay, I have to pip install. Might not have pip. Oops. Hold on. Oops. There we go. Yep, that's fine. Oh. Oh, an inch. Oh. Use UV or not, still pip. I'm just using pip because that's what documentation sort of recommends, and I'm not like not super big on Python, so this is just more of a pet project for Boot.dev. So I'm not going to get into the weeds too much of sort of figuring that out. I guess. Yeah, just like it's just better comparison like bun and PM. Yeah, it's a good thing. I don't want to sort of mess about too much, but thanks for letting us know. I'll definitely take a look at some point if I ever come back to using much Python. Hold on. So what did it say? Externally managed environment. This environment is externally managed to install Python packages, system-wide, try apps, install blah blah blah. Yeah. You wish to install non-dev blah 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 blah. If you believe it's a mistake, please contact blah 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 blah. Do you have to have like a pip file? So pip file. Do you need like a, what's it called? Just a dependencies or packages .txt or something. Oh, requirements, that's what it's called. Requirements, whoops. Okay. Yeah, it's like a package JSON. I don't know what the suppose I just mentioned the version like that. Like that, I guess. I get into the weeds of how that works and go in hell for leather, but that's what I want. Yep. Okay, important job of the day is done. So I'm gonna feel like a right noob, but I've forgotten how to cut. Oh no. And paste in Vim. Hold on. Neo Vim. Cheat sheet. Nope, that's pants. Nope. Nope. Nope, that's not it. Oh, yank. Yep. Whoops. Remember DD's delete line. That's about much I remember. It's going to be a real pain without a what do you call it in place. Yep, the tables. I'm going to be referring back to this. So config. So I saved the example thingy file, didn't I? Did I fill it in with anything? Nope. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I've forgotten everything now. Printf, and then how do you do the don't think you can do that, but try it anyway. So then, so we should start with YouTube. So YouTube API Python. I have to get a token and stuff. All right, you have to look away for a minute. Sorry, it's just a bit boring to watch at the minute because let's come back to this. So the quick start guide explains to you how to set up a simple Python command line application that makes requests to the YouTube Data API. This quick start actually explains how to make two API requests. So yeah, yada yada. But more generally, you can follow instructions for the first example. You can use the use case in the API key for instructions for the second example. Prerequisites. So this, I guess I'll just copy this and just run it anyway. Oops. I don't even know if that means it's available. I'm gonna have to get Grok involved at this point. Let's move this back. So I'm just asking what the heck is wrong with this. So I feel like it didn't really update anything. So here, what is this? Issue of Python environments marked externally managed, which is safety feature introduced, blah 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 blah. It prevents pip installations to avoid conflict system managed packages, which break. Your system Python is managed by distros package manager apps. When you run pip install without a virtual environment, pip detects this and blocks the action per system. Alright, okay. Preferred solution use a virtual environment. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Whoops. Use a virtual environment. So I'll just call it launch live stream chats. And then source that. live stream chats. Okay. So now we're in. Pip install. Let's give at least one requirement to install. Whoops, did I get the thing wrong? This is not going great so far. Python requirements.txt. Double equals. Okay. Okay. Like that. So we go back and then we try install the shenanigans again. That one. So is that added to the requirements? Nope. Did you have to put a version number if I just do this? Say do that. Let me say do that. Okay, installed everything. Thank you, Grok. I'm pretty sure we'll be coming back to you in due course. Okay, so let's do this bit again. So, there'll project credentials. So create or select a project in API console. So just open this. Create a select a project. Nada. Okay, so this is going to be called launch live stream chats. Created. Okay. In the library panel, search for YouTube Day API v3. Click into the listing for that API. Make sure the API is enabled for your project. Okay. I don't need star, do I? But I don't know how to delete one, but I'll just leave it for now. Okay, and it says in the library panel, search for YouTube Day API v3. YouTube. Okay, I'll just do that. Get to it that way. And then make sure it's enabled for your project. Okay. And then in the credentials panel, right, so I'm going to get rid of you guys for a minute. In the credentials panel, create two credentials, create an API key and an OAuth client key. Okay. So it's going to be YouTube, and it's going to be YouTube API key, underscore API, underscore key, call it that, oops. And it's going to be YouTube underscore this is a little bit more than I was expecting. Launch live stream chats. Right, it's creating an off client. Sorry, because this is going to be really boring for you guys. And it says set application type other. Other? There is no other choice. You need to use OAuth 2 credentials for requests to require authorization. For example, you need user authorization to retrieve information about the current authenticate user's YouTube channel. Download the JSON file that contains your auth 2 credentials, blah, 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 blah. Auth client ID, application type. There is no choice of other. No. Oh dear. So, there we go. Sorry, because this is looking a little bit boring with you guys just staring at things, but I am not leaking API keys for any reason, so. Hold on. YouTube API get credentials from EMV. So it'll be Python env2 JSON. So type for speed, why don't we just E. Okay, let's come back. Hopefully, don't spill the beans or anything. So get status. So should these bin lib64? Where's the backticks? Bin. I don't think these should be here, but also wondering now I have to throw them into the gignor file and why it was in my gignor. Well, hey Luce, you alright? Good to see you, bud. How you doing out there? This is a very slow live stream because Python is not all there yet. So lib64, py, what was it? Env dot, oops, cfg. Or get ignored. I imagine get ignored, but gotta check. Why is it selected expert for everything? Put on auto. Yeah, virtual environment things. Yeah, okay. Or rename your VM. Naming is the same as your project subdirectory, can cause confusion. Delete the current one, then create with clearer. Right, okay. Oh, right, I see. I don't need a different one per. Right. So I should have just used that other environment that I probably already had before. Whoops. Whoops, I did not. Nice, just finished off doing a back-end architecture on FEM. I guess that's front-end masters. I would recommend if you're interested in that kind of stuff. I'll check it out. Definitely check it out. Oops. Yeah, definitely check it out. So if I already have that one. No, I don't have that one anymore. So env. Right. Okay, I must have lost the other one before. Okay. So that remove. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So I just removed my whole directory. Ah, crap. git reset. I've not done this for a while. Git reset to oops, file to master. Just realized I probably got rid of my thing as well. Crap. Git checkout. Okay. Oops. How do I undo a git delete? With the CLI would be better. It's totally fumbled my thing. No, just git restore. Okay, right, we're back to square one. So if I do run, whoops, run, yeah. Well, it's alright, we hadn't really gone that far anyway. So, where was it up to? Status. Oh yeah, I updated my gig no file, that's why. Okay, I remember now. Right, so the fix was I should have done this before. Where's it gone now? Is there a standard practice? Is there a standard practice for using Python? Python ems. Opinions on Grok versus Claude. Not used Grok before, but also just got a $90 Anthropic bill. I haven't used Claude yet either. I'm using this like minimally. I'm trying to not use this like for coding. This project's meant to just be kind of like a bit of practice on Python, getting more like a muscle memory for Python on Boot.dev. So I haven't really used it heavily for coding. I mainly just use it because I've got Twitter Pro, so I'm just using it as basically a lookup engine, just looking things up rather than having to Google around and stuff. Just make it go a little bit faster because I'm already going to be slow as it is. So isolate project dependencies from system Python to avoid conflicts. Blah blah blah. Create a new VM per project using myenv standard name and location. Use.vm is the name consistency. Is keeping it by default same tools. Ignore VM in version control. Okay. Hold on. Was it in I thought I did all the setup last time. Is there a mention of VM in here somewhere? VM, yeah, okay. That's the one we're going to do then. So yeah, hopefully we'll retain it. I mean, it is use it or lose it, but to be honest, for the amount that I use Python, I'm still probably going to lose it. But each to their own. I'll do my best to try and sort of hold on to it as long as it is useful. But muscle memory got put in the reps to remember it. So where's that thing gone? There it is, right. So let's call it vmv, like that. Oh, I just realized, how do I stop the exit? It just exits my thing, so hold on. Oh, get used to this keyboard again. So let's run that again. So vm, then source vm like that. Okay, so pip install. I think everything's ready. Yep, cheers, mate. Have a great night. And yeah, I'll probably see you at the next JS event. Send us a message on LinkedIn, whichever one you fancy going to next. I'll try and get myself down there. Have a go on, bud. Pip install. Oh wait, yeah, that's the thing. That's the one. That's the diddly. Huzzah. Right, where was I up to then? Where was I up to in all this? Okay. Right, so now I have this, and then I have all the bits and bobs installed. So if I go back to launch CLI.py, we are back to square one again. So let's have a look at this. Okay. Is this the example code they're given? Okie dokie. We did have the load env thing, but we'll come back to that in a minute. So disable OAuth libs HTTPS verification when running locally. Do not leave this option enabled for production. That is. Okay. So this is going to be YouTube dash credentials.json. Well, that'd be kind of that. Out of curiosity, what would we do if we just do this? Okay. What's the problem with this one? We have to have tmux open, aren't I? We have to get used to tmux as well. Hold on, let me get another thing up. Oh, I know why. No such file or directory. Hmm. It's not like this. No such file or directory. How do you screenshot where I just go straight to the clipboard? Control Shift. Wrong with this file path. I use a to get the file. Everyone is laughing maniacally at home because this is not pretty in the slightest. Okay, so so this is an attribute error installed app flow. Object has an attribute, blah blah blah. Because of file not found error. It's like resolved since the script now progresses. Here's what we find to fix. Root cause. Class does now run console method. Correct method and receive location server. I need to manually implement the flow using authorization URL, fetch token where this happens, installed app flow. Class is designed to handle the OR flow for installed applications after loading the client secrets file. It expects you to initiate the authorization flow, typically run local server. For a user-friendly experience, opens a browser. Run console is not a valid method. Like, oh wait, no. It did say I could do that. Where was it there to do that? Hold on, how do I get to where I need to go? Let's do this YouTube again. YouTube. I'm gonna get rid of you guys again for a minute. Hmm. Is there any way to use the YouTube API without auth? Let's have a look at that. Gosh, we have not got very far at all. This project might be a little bit of a failure. No, YouTube API does not support full function. I'll do that some form of authentication, including OAuth 2. Okay. They did access, no user authorization, limitations. Yep. Okay, makes sense. How do I use it for a CLI tool? I think what's really annoying is it's not listed in the code example. Yeah, there's nothing about it. Let's have a look anyway. So what does it say? Oh, okay. Alright, let's see what this does. I might have to turn you guys away. In fact, I will. Oops. Missing required parameter redirect URI. Okay, that didn't work either. This is going to be something configuration related. So to need to add some redirect URIs in the dashboard. So this way, give me say an authorization block. So I'm just asking grok if basically, I think what I need to do is something on here that I need to possibly update. Let me see. To redirect back to your application with code, but it requires pre-registered redirect. So just you specify your client configuration or one if you use CLI tool. Understand your flow in the manual. And you copy the authorization code from the browser. This flow doesn't strictly require redirect URI because you can handle the code input yourself. However, if your script uses run local server, you should try to set up a local server and requires redirect URI. The error suggests that your current site possibly from a previous expect to redirect URIs and configure, so check your code. Configure redirect URIs in Cloud Console. I'm not running a local most it's just running in the terminal. I feel like this might be a dead end tonight. Okay. Pure terminal manual flow. Yeah, that's what I want. So since you're using the terminal, you use authorization URL and fetch token, which doesn't rely on the local server redirect. So I can make the adjustment. Okay, just copy that. So this was the full example given, and it doesn't work. Been deprecated. Right. Why is this giving it as an example if it doesn't work? I'm going to call it air for tonight. This has been a bit of a wild goose chase. I got lazy, get installed LG, nope. Adding initial I'm just going to put YouTube API whip. So that is what it is. It's a work in progress. Yeah. Okay. Well, not the best night tonight in terms of getting things done, but it is what it is. Can't always be the way. Thanks everyone for coming down and watching that painful process. I'll try and get my act sorted together for tomorrow night, and if YouTube is being too much of a pain, maybe move on to one of the other APIs first. But I thought YouTube would be the easiest to set up, but maybe that is not the case. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Hope you had fun with that, watching that misery. If you're coming back from the future, sorry for wasting your time. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.